My name is Will Castle Condre.
I'm Aisha Upchurch.
I'm Shakia Barron.
I'm Daniel Anibal Pinheiro from Brooklyn, New York City.
My name is Epiphany Morrow, as an artist, Big Piff.
And we are here at the Hip Hop Symposium.
I call myself nowadays a hip hop adventurer, and that's like where hip hop creativity meets community activation, but specialization in MCing. I'm doing a session up here called Building and Bars, and just doing 2 days of workshops, learning how to MC and backdrops for it. My approach has always been being sincerely myself while honoring the traditions of hip hop. And so since understanding hip hop is not just rap music, but it's the MCing, the DJing, the graffiti, the b-boying, the b-girling, is understanding that that comes from a rich culture in Black communities and brown communities, and adding my own aspects of where I stand today within that. So as far as it impacting anti-racism, is just fully allowing myself to live and profess the culture is always gonna be Black excellence.
I taught hip-hop dance, really just educating students on the foundations of hip-hop with the movement, and also giving them a little insight of the culture. I do this in all of my classes because it's not just about music and movement, it's a culture, it's a person's life, their lived experience. I try to tap into each and every person to bring themselves out while we do some movement. People tend to overlook the roots and history of hip hop. So when you're teaching it in the school systems like this in Middlebury, you want to make sure you give them, like where the movement comes from, right? So this all stems back from Africa. So really uplifting and acknowledging Africans and African Americans and what we bring and how we brought it. It was brought in because of trauma and struggle and all of these hardships, but also celebrating it and being able to let that voice be heard as well.
So I'm here at Middlebury's Hip Hop Symposium. I've been really excited to be here, given it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop this year. And I am here to do a keynote on creating community through the cipher. So a cipher, it's a practice where folks are gathered in a circle and they are taking turns dancing. Dance cipher, you're entering in, you're showing a move that you've been working on or a whole phrase, and people around just hyping you up, and somebody else is gonna tag into that and come in, and somebody's gonna go out. So this is experience where there's multi-directional attending and learning and supporting, and it's joyous, it's celebratory, and it really has an important role in hip hop because it's how you can see, oh, you got skills, I like what I see you doing, I'm gonna hype you up, and that's gonna push me to wanna do even more.
I'm here to reach and touch the people, to uplift anyone that may be having a bad day. That's my goal every single time I touch the tables. One thing I love about hip hop culture, because let's just be clear, there's a big difference between hip hop, the genre, and the culture. A lot of people don't understand that. Some people don't know, right? So the culture, which is what I fell in love with, is a movement, right? And it's a movement that brings people together, and it's colorless, and it's genderless. There's no judgment, right? It just brings people from all different ethnicities and religious backgrounds and beliefs together so we can express whatever greatness we have internally.
prior to urban fashion brands, the first hip hop fashion was done by graffiti artists, painting their clothes, designing their jackets, designing their t-shirts. And then that has morphed into what we call streetwear, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But it started with black and brown kids in the inner city of the Bronx, in New York and Philadelphia. So we have to pay homage to the past and acknowledge that everything that we do within hip hop started from black and brown youth, because it is a youth-driven art form. We've coined a term in Juniper Creative called the Afro-pollinators. We do these community murals. We center blackness, right? Hip hop is black culture. It's culture of the African diaspora. From the music, from the way we dress, from the way we dance, from the way we speak. That's all African vernacular, movement, rhythm. If you represent hip hop, all right, and you're hardcore with it, go somewhere where no one looks like you and go in the name of hip hop and you will find success.
Thank you so much to Middlebury College for allowing me to have the flexibility and the creativity to reinvent anti-racism in a way that it doesn't make or blame people, but often gives us a chance to practice. So thank you for coming.
Thank you
for being a part of this.
Thank you for bringing us together.
Let's keep it alive. Let's keep the love alive.
Yeah.
All right.